What is up, everyone? So today's video, we're going to talk about what not to do in Raid Shadow Legends. So I actually created this video a long time ago, but for some of the newer players, you might not actually know what to do, what's best to do. So today I'm going to kind of go through some of the good things to do with your resources and not so good things to do. That's not to say you can't, that's just to say maybe you should look at doing something else. So this all came from yesterday. So I was I reset my masteries on Gurptuk. I just got him to 60 last night for Hydra, and added damage, block buffs, cleanse, heals, you know, that sort of thing. And so I figured he would be a good resource to get to 60. I had the chickens, so I said, why not? What ended up happening is I only pre-did his scrolls. I only had up to like tier 3.5 completed because I only wanted to get down to Lore of Steel, and that's all I really cared about. He's good enough at 3-star level 50. He doesn't really need to be faster than that. The only reason I maxed him out was for Hydra, because I feel like he'll be useful on some of my teams. So in saying that, I re-scrolled him, I got new masteries on him, and then what ended up happening was I clicked Delayed Death, and I didn't have enough scrolls. Pop-up came up and said something like this: do you want to unlock it? And so when I clicked it to unlock it, it was grayed out, and the pop-up came up saying you don't have enough scrolls. So what ended up happening was, I guess I accidentally clicked it trying to get out, and what typically should happen, and I'm not going to test it because I don't want it to glitch again, but what should happen is it gives you a prompt afterwards saying, hey, you're going to use 800 gems. Do you want to use 800 gems? That screen never came up for me. And so when I accidentally clicked get all scrolls, it jumped to I didn't even see the next screen, and it should have jumped to the next screen. And then it took 800 gems away from me and finished it off. Now, that led me to this video. Using 800 gems to max out all your scrolls is not a good use of gems. We'll tell you that much. So, especially when you got half of the scrolls, it's still 800 gems. You can have like one left. You can have one scroll remaining, and it still costs you 800 gems to get that one scroll, which is a pretty poor ripoff that Raid has done. But for me last night, and I already put a ticket in, I clicked once accidentally, and it automatically bought the gems, and it skipped the second screen. So I don't want to test it again, but I've done it in the past, and I know. So unless Raid has done something that they eliminated the confirm screen, or my game just lagged and glitched, and the game thought I clicked twice instead of once, I don't know what happened. So this leads me to the conversation of what do we use our resources for? Now, if you think about it, it's 800 gems for all these scrolls. Now, it typically will take anywhere from like 12 to 1500, depending on how lucky you get, energy to max out one of your champions. Sometimes a little more. If you wait on a weekly reset, go to your quests, go to weekly, you get 1 free refresh, 2 free refreshes, and I think you get actually 3 free refreshes for your weekly quests. If you wait per month, you get another 400 or 800 energy here, plus your dailies, you get a free one here. So there are free ways to get free energy, plus your login reward, your playtime reward rather. Play for an hour, you get a free refill. At 130 energy, even if it takes you 1300, that's 10 resets. That's only 400 gems, if you think about it, right? You're paying 8. What's it going to cost you? It costs you time to sit here and auto click next on stage 14. So I find that it takes anywhere from 400 to 600 gems. If you're going to do a full reset, if you're going to get some of the freebies, right, it's only going to take you 400 or less gems. So number one is use your gems for energy. That is by far the best thing you can use your gems for, because it's relatively easy to farm on auto. Here's my team. I just finished the Cold Heart last night, but where is he? I just finished my second Geomancer, so he's going to need energy. Get 2 champions that can easily farm AoE. You make it a little bit quick. If you have multiple champions, you just need multiple energies. But as you see, almost a kill. This is annoying. Usually it is a full kill. This one should be. And then we get to the boss. If I'm paying attention, I'll just focus on the boss and it makes it that much quicker. But ultimately, we don't care if this person dies. The person you're farming your scrolls for doesn't need to be alive in order to get the scrolls. And then you just let your champions do their thing, 30 to 40 seconds, and you have completed scrolls for your champion. There he is. So he died, but he still gets the scrolls. Okay. You farm this a bunch of times and, farm it overnight on an auto clicker. Reset, use your recharges, whatever it is, your autos, and you'll be able to easily farm scrolls. Now, if you're going to run it overnight, I would recommend, only running enough. So only running like 1200 energy or 1100 energy, and then finishing it off in the morning. Just because what you don't want to do is start wasting energy by doing these runs after your champion's maxed out already. So just do enough when you're not watching it to, get into the red, if you will, the scrolls. And then the next day you can always finish it off. Okay. So that is one thing that I would recommend using your scrolls for, your red gems for. Again, I don't know what happened last night. It's never happened to me before. I've clicked get scrolls in the past. I've had that pop-up come up. You sure you want to use 800 energy? I think it's pretty ridiculous that one scroll versus about 2,000 scrolls is costs the same amount. So just be careful on that. I did put a ticket in. I will update once I hear from Plarium what happened and what they plan to do about it. If at all, I'm not holding my breath, by no means, but knowing Plarium, they don't like to care for their community on things like this. I've reached out to them in the past and they've kind of been like, well, too bad. So I'm not holding my breath, but just be careful. Okay. What else? Okay. The other big mistake that some newer players make is upgrading skills on their champions. So the way these books work, rare skill tomes are only for rare champs and under. Epic skill tomes are for epic champs and under. And legendary skill tomes are for legendary champs and under. Okay. So when I go and upgrade a skill, these little red dots mean that that champion has skills that can still be upgraded. No dots mean they're fully maxed. Okay, so when I look at a champion, it's going to prioritize the books for the right skill. So rares come rares first. However, legendary and epic books still do appear. So if you do run out of books, the other books will appear. Again, it is legendary champions and lower. Okay, so if we go ahead and look at even, an uncommon champion, it is epic or rare champs and under. So I still can use a legendary book on a rare or uncommon or even a common champion. All right. And this is probably one of the biggest mistakes some people do is, oh, look, I got one more skill. Let me just use this book because I have it. These legendary books or these red books are by far the most valuable because you can only use them on legendary champions. You cannot use any of the other books upwards. You can only use it backwards, right? It's like you can't play a PlayStation 2 game on a PlayStation 5. So it's only backwards compatible. So that is the other big mistake that I see people doing. The other thing is these red gems are quite valuable. And I've been... you can only upgrade your Guardian Ring with gems. So as you can see, I maxed out 2 of them because I did at one point have a lot of gems sitting around. And then I left the other 2 open, and then I didn't even unlock the 3rd one because I'm like, I don't really need it. I've seen people that just have 1 and they are very late end game players because they don't really care for this. It's up to you whether you use it or not. I use it. It's XP while I'm sleeping on 4 champions. Why not? However, this mine here in the bottom left hand corner, for some people, it does cost gems in order to unlock the mine. But if you play, I believe it was 3 or 6 months, if I remember correctly, it pays itself off. So if you're planning to play for 3 to 6 months, 3 or 6 months, I should say, then this mine will start paying itself off, and then after that it starts paying you, and you start getting free gems per day. Okay, so it capacities up to 15. You get a gem every hour and a half. So every hour and a half you get 1 gem. I mean, do the math there. It takes about 23 hours or a full day in order to get 15 gems. So you get 15 gems a day if you think about it. So it is worth it if you're going to play long term. Now, I think I played for about 6 months, humming and hawing about investing in this, until I slowly started to invest as I got more and more gems. In here, your market, I believe you have 4 or 6, I can't remember now, 4 or 6 that are closed. 3 of them you have to open up with silver, 3 of them you have to open up with gems. Now, if I remember correctly, they're not high in gems, but I would definitely recommend to open them all up if and when you get an ancient shard as one of the options down here. And that's actually why I opened them up. I opened up my market. I saw an ancient shard down here, so I had to unlock it in order to get it. So you do get about 4 ancient shards a month in your market. So as much as you can, if you can refresh it every hour, recycle that, and you get better and better rewards. So in saying that, if you are looking to book any of your uncommon or common champions, this is where you would want to do it. Buy the champion, and then put them into each other. So like if an Armigur's here, buy a bunch of Armigurs, use each Armigur to book an Armigur, and therefore you have a fully booked Armigur, and it didn't cost you anything. What it cost you, maybe 300,000 silver, something like that. Okay. The other thing, not necessarily a mistake, but get all your advanced quests done, your daily quests done. You do actually get quite a bit of red gems a day, a week, and finishing Doom Tower gets you red gems. Doing your dailies, monthlies, weeklies gets you red gems. And of course, if you complete your monthly on time, you get 1 Void Shard and 1 Sacred Shard as well. So totally worthwhile. That's 12 Sacred Shards a year that Plarium's given you, as long as you do your 7 dailies a day. Okay, so definitely get those done. We'll get into the shop now. You have this gem shop. So XP boosts, I mean, they're not really worth buying. You get a ton of XP boosts from events, from tournaments, from dailies, and other places. So I think I'm up to like 5 weeks of experience right now. I need to not play for 5 weeks in order for it to run out, and then maybe you might need it. But otherwise, there's no need to buy these. You get quite a bit of them. Energy refills is by far one of the most worthwhile uses of your energy. Classic arena refills, unless you're really farming, but you get 20 free a day, unless you really want to farm the classic arena. Same with tag team. You get 20 free fights a day. Small shard pack, I would not recommend. It's only 3 for 270, not really good value. Here you're getting 11 for 900. Again, not really good value. But if you got a ton of gems and you're not using them, and that's something you want to use it on, why would I stop you? I've bought in a few of these. I've hardly ever bought in the small packs because 3 for 300 is useless. You're getting 11 for 900, much more useful. You're getting 2-3 more free gems out of the deal. And then if you want to change your name, it costs you 20 gems, which is quite cheap. So play for 2 days, you can change your name. Tournaments and events are another place. So take a look at the rewards and see how much energy and effort you want to put in. 350 is quite easy to do. That's ranking up, a few level 3s. And then all of a sudden you got 15 free gems there. But you got to really look at seeing how much do you want to push these events. Artifacts, very easy to do. Farm your silver by farming events, sell it, and then you see I got 8,800 points, and I only needed 65, but it was clan versus clan, and you get clan beacon points for enchanting. Dungeon Drivers is just popped up last night. Again, you get some free gems in here. Definitely worthwhile to put the work in, put the effort in to some of these tournaments. I would just say save your effort for when these tournaments pop up. No gems here unless you're in 6th or 7th place. Then it's worthwhile. If you want care for the energy, 150 energy is better than 40 red gems. So I would argue 9th is better than 8th place. In a case like this, 5th is probably one of the worst places. Is one ancient shard really worth 75 red gems? That's almost 2 free resets. And then we go from there. So I wish 5th place was a little bit better. But save your effort and energy here. Your Great Hall is worth it. So, I heard a lot of people that were talking about how bad the Great Hall is and how useless it is and how you shouldn't really care for it because it sucks. No, it doesn't. By getting your, up to gold 4 if you can, you're getting 20% more HP, attack, and defense on all your champions by default. And then it just goes up from there. So if you're sitting at gold 1 where everyone sits, you're only getting 1%. 1% of 1,000 ain't very much. 20% of 1,000 is a heck of a lot more. Now, when you're looking at it, gold 3 to gold 4, it's only a 2% difference. It's not the end of the world. If you're in gold 2 and gold 4, it's only a 4% difference. It's not really the end of the world. So if you can get into gold, it's worth it. The biggest difference comes here with the rewards. You're getting divine sets, gems, and everything else. Whereas if you're looking down here, you're getting the same stuff in gold, but you're just getting less of them. So you might get 4 stars instead of 5 or 6 stars, right? You may get more rares instead of more legendaries, that sort of thing. But it is worth it. Again, the stats themselves, you can get up to 20% attack, 20% more defense on top of the 20% from being in gold. That's 40% more. If you think about it, you get 25% more crit damage, 80 resistance, 80 accuracy. These are 6-star banners that are sitting in here for you. And then HP, you get up to 20% more HP. So it is big. Now, my recommendation for you starting out, I started out and using all my stuff to 4 to 5 star everything until I had 2 left, and I realized I need to get one of them to level 10 for Arbiter. So for the Arbiter quests, you need, or the missions, you need to get one of these to 10. So I maxed out my attack magic first because my Great Hall, or my clan boss team was, my DDs were all magic affinity. And that's why I did that first. Other people argue do defense HP first, do crit damage first. Some say get your accuracy and your resistance up first. It really depends on what you need. If you're going to have a lot of 50 champions, I would recommend getting your resist or accuracy up first, because that saves you a banner. However, if you're going to 60 your champions, put on an accuracy banner. You can start stacking the attacks. Figure out who's on your team that has the best use. So I maxed out Void attack and Void crit damage first because my biggest DD is Leorius, and he's Void based champion. So because of that, I maxed out his damage because I was able to survive with an Arbiter and a Sifi, and I didn't really need the survivability, the accuracy on any of those champions. Now that I have Sifi and built very resistance based, my next goal is to, after I max out the crit damage here, because Draco's on my clan boss team for that extra 4% crit damage, I'm going to get my resistance on Void to get stacked up. So it really depends on where you need. I maxed out my crit damage here just to help out my my Shards, and could I have gone more defense and resistance for Duchess? Yes, but Duchess came late in my game. Salad was part of my team very early on, so that made more sense to me at the time. And then as you go past Arbiter, you do need more of these to level 10. So it is important, your Great Hall. Mine is nothing to be happy about. I started really late in the game with it. It is a slow start. I get it. My free to plays, I'm like struggling to get into Bronze 2. I'm seeing, full level 60 teams in tag team at Bronze 1. It's very challenging. You do need to get some very good champs and good teams. I get it. But it is important and something that should be focused on. Okay, so do your best. Other than that, for the most part, that's about it. If you want to spend money, which, you can play this game free to play. They do encourage you really to spend money if you actually want to get far faster. Plarion does. They do say they're free to play. They really aren't. You can do it. That's not to say you can't. You need to get really lucky. And not have the game glitch on you and waste 800 red gems to be efficient. So if you do, there are a lot of calculators out there. I would recommend putting the value of these products in. Like, they try to sell you this limited, you gotta buy it. This isn't worth it. It really isn't. 6 4-star champions get you 1 5-star chicken. Is that really worth it? 1 million silver? I mean, I can do that in 1 reset of energy. I don't need to buy 1 million silver. These I don't really need. I don't use them that much, actually. I'll just auto click or click myself while I'm here doing other stuff. Energies are worthwhile if they give you gems, which convert to energies, right? So if you think about this, that's 14 times 40. That's how many red gems they're actually giving you. 1 legendary book. You can get that in Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss eventually. Doesn't come easy or quick, but I probably get 1 a month from there, which should be more, but unfortunately it isn't. So they try to sell you a lot of stuff. Every time you close the game, a pop-up comes up on your screen and says, hey, you want to buy this? It's like, no, it's annoying. But don't be spending your money on gear because you get the same RNG as if you were to pull it. So you could get a flat stat attack chest, which you're going to scrap anyways. So why spend money, your hard-earned money, for things like that, right? So there you have it. Hopefully that's a quick rundown of the do's and the don'ts. I think that's about it. Shards are the other pieces. I mean, shouldn't be pulling shards at a 0.5% chance or an 8% chance normally. You shouldn't really be pulling shards until you got a 2 times event, which turns that into 1%. Not a big difference from 0.5 to 1, but that 8 turns into 16. So a lot better chance at pulling stuff. Sacred, that 6% turns into 12%. Now, I think I'm on a 26 sacred shard streak of not having a legendary yet. So although I pull on a 12% time, I have hit after 12, it's 2% more. So that 6 has turned into, what is that, like 30 some odd percent is where I'm at right now without a legendary. That is crazy. And these are kind of the odds. You have to get real lucky in this game. I sometimes argue that these percents are bogus. You know, you see some pulls where people are getting back to back legendary champs on a non 2 times. Whereas for some people like myself, I'm up upwards of 26 legend or sacred shards without a legendary yet. So I would recommend saving these for 2 times events, saving them for summon rushes or champ chase tournaments if you want to go for the fusion, and go from there. Speaking of fusion, only pull your fusions during events. Okay, there's no sense in pulling it. If you want to pull it during a Clan B clan, you get 35,000 points. If you want to pull it during a champ chase, right, where legendary champions are worth a lot of money, then are worth a lot of points, pull them then, because that's 500 points per se. So really be worthwhile on when you're pulling them. I might pull 1 or 2 of these depending on where the shards are for Opardin. I'm not pushing too hard on for Opardin. If I get him, I get him. If I don't, I don't. I'm not worried if I don't get him. But I might pull 1 or 2 of these depending on how many points I need to get the frags for him. So there you have it. Save those. I see people pulling, you know, Thea or Cleopatrix middle of random, like now. There's no need. Wait till tomorrow. There's a champ chase coming tomorrow. So just wait. Same with Summon Rush, right? Pulling your shards on a non-Summon Rush event or non-Clan vs. Clan or non-2 times, it doesn't make sense. So be efficient at what you can do, and then go from there. All right. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully that saves you some headaches and some money and some resources. And we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.